It's Sunday morning. What happens if you just hold it? Will not appear. They will not appear if you just hold it up. Which episode are you in now? Which episode?
Season 1, episode 5.
Episode 5.
Going episode 1.
Huh?
You see your bangs.
Like a cape on. Hello. Hello, Danny. Where's the moon tiger?
Sleeping.
Okay. Come on, see? Everybody's very sleepy. Fish. Maybe only in the US or in Europe. Europe is it's actually what time is it? It's late Sunday. It's morning in America. It's midday. Like 2 or 3. So I think nature it's really late.
Hello. Say hello.
Hello. Cannot pronounce your name. Sifuski?
Sayruski?
Is it Russian?
I don't know.
Like Russian. Never heard that name. Very new name. Hello, Lanie. I can see your name. Hello, guys. Where are you guys from? Early morning, Sunday. Alguien que hable español. Look at that, Minecraft. We are in the Philippines. This is my wife. She's Filipina, and I am Mexican. From Mexico. We're here in the Philippines. How about you, Minecraft? It says, hello.
Oh, Lanie's back.
Oh, Leo. Hey man, I saw your channel. Very cool videos. How are you, Leo? Are you done playing
Roblox.
Roblox?
Leo, are you done playing Roblox?
Same things. I like his channel. I watch his videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's a 10.
Hey guys, if you can, check out Leo's channel. He's got some pretty cool videos. Too many parts. Says I have 211 subs. I can screen record because I'm out of space. So I'm just making random videos. How
Do
about,
you subscribe to our
yeah,
other channel?
I just, oh, him? I'm not sure. But,
We need 2 more.
oh yeah, Leo, if you can do us a favor, search
Oh,
for,
Cyrus was saying that he subscribed.
thank you. Uh, Leo, check our other channel. It's Lanie and the Mean Tiger. She's gonna say hi in there right now.
So,
Oh, he says he already subscribed.
mm,
We're so close to 900 in that
no.
channel. We're only needing 2 more. You know that.
I sent
Yeah. See that's the channel, Lanie and the Mean Tiger. You're only needing 2 more for the 900. That's the channel that I told you we started um, a few months, many months ago. That one is much older than this one. Did you did your brother play with him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It said sorry. Oh, you can already look. What is that?
Oh, he said,
Mm.
sorry I cannot hear you guys because
Mm.
there is someone in his side sleeping.
Oh.
It's okay.
Okay. See, I know. So you must be here in the Philippines, right? Because it's kind of late here right now. It's 9 p.m. And you know everybody goes to sleep early, and especially because tomorrow everybody goes to school, to work. But thanks for the subscription. You really help us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Lil says, I'm also here now. You guys have 8.99. So I love that. So you guys post Filipino content. That's good. Yeah, you know now that I'm here, we try to do dishes that are in the Filipino culture. This is brand new to me, but I do love the food here. Uh, I'm trying new things, and that little channel is only about food, and well, now you can see our videos here. It's a lot of things that we do, and sometimes like when I eat balut and what else love you gave me. We got a few videos of me trying Filipino food.
Ay, taga Toledo, Cebu. Taga Toledo, Cebu. Nagpuyo na diri sa Cebu, sa Toledo.
Leo says, I got hungry when I saw the wala,
Leo, I
the,
subscribe
the
your channel
word
also.
because I never tasted and I really wanted to. Oh, you mean the not? I mean, I'm not make calamari. Do you know that I've been wanting to do calamaris, but the one
I
that you
think
saw is shrimp.
no,
The,
maybe the
the one.
onion rings.
Does it look like the
Yeah,
calamaris?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, the onion rings. Yeah, I've been wanting to do the colors, but the time that I was gonna do it because I saw many recipes here and there. Um, the we went to the market and the calamari were kind of expensive. And actually, she told me because I don't know the quality, and she says because we were only like two people who had calamaris, and says no, the run out or the don't buy those because they're not good. So I didn't buy them, but I have a few recipes ready to whenever you know. And right now we were so busy with the wedding. Actually, if you notice, we cannot. The last videos were just simple videos, and we don't go all into preparing something different or special because some of the ingredients sometimes they're not available. We need to look it up or something.
Sige, Cyrus. You can go to sleep now.
He's ready to go to sleep.
Leo!
Um,
Guess.
okay, Leon, we're gonna let you guess. How old do you think she is?
Oh, it's Los Scully. Oh, he's back! He's
Hey,
back.
how are you, Kali?
Good morning over
Good
there.
morning in Texas. What time is it in Texas? It's
Mm.
1 hour ahead of Phoenix. So, what time is it Phoenix right now? 9, 6. So 7
6,
a.m.
almost 7.
So 7 a.m. in Texas right now.
Yeah, Leo, you should sleep now. You're gonna go to school tomorrow.
No, I think who's gonna go to sleep?
Leo and Cyrus, they're
Oh,
gonna go
okay.
to
Yeah,
sleep.
because they both gonna go to school tomorrow. Oh,
9
9 a.m. So it's what time? Oh yeah, because it's right now in Phoenix. It's
7.
7. Yeah, so it's 2 hours. This is the.
Oh,
Is that school tomorrow?
yeah. It's the same thing here, Leo. Because, like that, like, they do half day.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Kind of like your sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, and
So
and
in
then
Texas right now, it's 9 a.m.
yes, it's 2 hours difference.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's different in
It's
Arizona?
yeah. There's like 3 or 4 different time zones in not actually 4 time zones in all U.S. from coast to coast. Is that what did you say?
He's talking to Cyrus.
Uh, it's okay, man. But you know, sometimes it's only 1 hour, but it's crazy over there because they gotta change the clock all the time.
Or maybe it's probably was.
Except, yeah, it's not the same.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah,
What is his name?
oh,
Is
the,
Los Cali? Are you still there?
yeah, he's not,
Oh.
not saying. Are you planning to live in Philippines forever? They have work. Um, I was working in Phoenix. I was doing painting. It was construction. I worked. Well, that was my job for so many years, but it was on and off because depending on the economy, because sometimes the job will not be there. So, but yeah, I was doing painting. It was new construction until I got here. And right now my plan it's I wish I could, like I mentioned the other night, we gonna work on her visa, and I have family in Mexico, Phoenix. We still, honestly, I wish I could stay here. I love it. I love the place. I feel very welcome here. But I also want her. I want her to. I want to take her to Mexico, especially Guanajuato. But like you already know the process is sometimes kind of slow. But yeah, man, I want to take her to see a game of Leon in the stadium.
Hmm.
And did you see that they're building a new stadium for Leon?
Who are those people?
Uh, Because he said that his dad left last week. Algebra. Oh, you guys are so advanced.
Oh, Serpa is back. Mm-hmm.
Hello, Serpa. How are you tonight?
Guess what? Okay.
So I guess they're here in the Philippines, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is maybe. Who's that? What did you say?
He's asking Cyrus if he have girlfriend.
Oh,
Oh, Serpa was eating dinner.
I'm gonna say like Filipinos. I know.
Sana all.
I'm getting kind of hungry. We ate too early. This is who's using his Wi-Fi. But guess that's the plan for everyone. One day I want to buy a house a lot in the
There's
Philippines.
here in our place there's cheap
Cheap,
land
cheap land.
for sale.
Yeah, but if probably his girlfriend and soon to be wife,
Mm.
who knows if she's gonna want to move from Manila anywhere else?
You
Because
guys eat food or not? Oh, of course we already eat. Surpa, surpa darling.
hello Malik. Was he here
Wow,
before?
still
Uh, boy, I wanted to ask you. You mentioned that your dad went back to Mexico. Is he gonna stay or just for vacation?
who is Pascal?
Yeah. Do you ever have problem with algebra?
I don't know about my hobby.
No.
Don't ask me. Maybe back then I just
Back
forget.
then, me too. I also forget everything I ever read or heard in school. Here I have already a house I'm renting and planning to build another rented out. You know that is
It's close. We're gonna say to you,
is
Sana all.
my days on
Philippine
vacation.
Sana all.
Yeah, that's a good business. Is uh, owning property in the U.S. and uh, well, you already know the cost of living here, and that's more than enough to live comfortably here with
Oh,
the rents.
I just said.
Well,
Hello guys, we're doing live selling tonight. Guys,
no,
we are
look,
going to sell our Nintendo Switch because we don't use it.
we didn't use
Are you guys want to buy it?
it. Listen now, the plane ticket is about. Oh, are you talking about from Texas to Guanajuato, or I don't think from the U.S. to here because I know they're a little bit more expensive than that. This is so let me start. What is good business in Philippines? Uh, I've been uh, looking around on that, and it depends on the area because not everything is the same. For example, in the city, uh, yeah, you can. Well, real estate is good anywhere, but the difference is that here is a little bit difficult because of the laws that you must uh, be Filipino to own things, to own land. But one thing that if I had money, it would be And we actually, when I arrived, we experienced it that there's a lot of foreigners who buy condos, and then they do this. What's it called? The app over there where you rent them just for one night, 1 week, and even my sister, she's thinking about doing that with her house in Phoenix because the neighbor was doing it, and she said that she's getting good money out of it. So, and you can invest on that. Like, if you had, and there's people who take care of the property and it's not so difficult, but that's the much safer bet to invest here because anywhere like other type of business is kind of risky and yeah, you never know. And sometimes, like, I've seen a lot of foreigners doing restaurants, hotels
Yes,
or apartment,
Airbnb.
and you know, so yeah, that type of business right now everywhere around the world is kind of, and because if you buy, let's say you buy a house, like what your plan is, you rent it, and because I had friends in Phoenix who used to do that, and the problem with that is you depend so much on the renter that they're gonna take care of your property, and is sometimes you don't get good uh, people, and then they'll sell you on the rent, and then they'll destroy your. So sometimes
He's planning to buy a boarding house in the Philippines.
yeah.
That's
Well,
good.
that's a good business because uh, boarding houses, especially if you build it, or if you have it around schools like colleges or universities, even high school, because sometimes like here uh, near Toledo, a lot of kids who come from the province, they will rather stay here, and those boarding houses, they're kind of cheap for them. And yeah, that's another good business, but yeah, real estate, like, but you need to make sure that the paperwork is really good because you know it's here is a little bit difficult um, to put anything under your
Make sure
name.
that the land has a title.
Yeah, that's always a must. I was thinking about buying a boarding house. Yeah, either buy it or build it. You can check the well. You already if you're building houses over there, you already know how that works. The zoning and uh, you, you can buy buildings and convert them to boarding houses, which is much better because you will set up the plan, floor, and everything, and make sure that it's good accommodations and also the quality of it. Because every time we go to, because I was in construction, and you know I point out I seen the type of construction that they do here, and sometimes it's not the same. And if you want quality, you need to be present. You need to pay attention to the details, so your properties last longer. And that's another thing that here, um, you gotta be over the construction all the time and make sure that it is done correctly. Please show me your.
Hmm.
This is our road. Yeah, it's from here to there, and that's it. Is this what's that? Was oh, they keep talking Leo here.
Bye.
Oh, they're going to
Sleep
sleep
well.
now. Listen, I will tell you. It's just like in Mexico, if you want to go, you must be here in person because they will not do the party. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's true. In you gotta trust the person who's doing the you know the supervising
He's plus. You can
and
trust my husband. He's good in it.
yeah, you gotta be present so they and someone
Bye
who
bye,
knows.
Leo.
Cornelio, thank you for subscribing to our channel. But yeah, I mean, if you're planning to do that and your goal is to live here, uh, but like you said, if you well, if you ask me, like I never have property in the U.S. and uh, it's sometimes problematic over there because the laws sometimes like well it depends on the city but like in Phoenix there were sometimes there
How
were
long ago did you all meet each other? It's been 2 years and it's 2 years now. 2
2 years
years and three
2
months.
years what is that Leo says if I'm thinking to you guys bye see you next life hi Leo good night
Good night, Leo.
and
We're 2 years and 3 months,
two
going to 4 months
years
like that. 2 years and 4 months.
and I've been here for the last 4 months
Mm.
yes so much more 4 months soon and since I was in the U.S., I knew I would come here, and it was, to be honest with you, it was a gamble if I could make it or not. It's still there, like you know, but also my plan is to go back to Mexico and then
How about you and your girl? I mean, fiance. Thank you.
when you came to Philippines, did you was it just how long? Was it 1 month or because I know the visa, the tourist visa is just 1 month, right? Or you just were able to come for a week or 2 weeks? Oh, he was here 3 weeks. No, no, he's
Okay.
not. So your girlfriend is you're saying you're gonna is it you mentioned she's gonna have her appointment for the visa
Mm-hmm.
soon, right? How about you guys? How long have you known each other?
Mm-hmm.
Because when we met, uh, I always ask her like, do you want to come here or do you want us to stay in the Philippines? And she was, I'm up to it, like wherever you want, I'll follow you. So I said, well, for now, I wish I could, bring you with me after I go there. And I was sure that I was gonna marry her and stay with her. And right now, it's we do need to go to Mexico, and but my wish is to come back here too. Yeah, she will get medical and use embassy appointment in 3 weeks. That's nice, man. And what was the other question? What is she telling you, that she wants to stay with you in the U.S. or she wants to? Because that's what I see sometimes. Like couples. mm, Yeah, the girl is okay to move abroad, but sometimes they're not. Like they say, no, I don't want to leave my family. I'd rather stay here, or you stay here. Even they don't even
Oh,
want
so you guys is 6 years already?
6 years. Oh, that's a long time.
Kind of old.
Yeah, so they know each other pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, she wants to come here in the U.S. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, man. And if you, because I also know some couples that they go back to the U.S. and they live over there, and then when it's time to retire, they will come back here to the Philippines. And there's a lot of retired people here. Oh, you got lucky. You came before COVID, right? Because once they closed the borders, nobody could travel. Because I saw some cases too that some people got stuck here. She has a daughter. Her daughter will also come here. Also, so you're getting visa for both of them. Okay. Yeah.
How old are you? It's not.
So that the other night we had this guy. He was from New York, and what was it? I forgot the topic. It was the age came up, and then we asked him like, "What's your age, or what do you think their ages are?" And the guy was like, "Oh, I don't think that's proper to ask people about their ages." And I said, "Well, I think that's only the U.S., which is, there's
But
so
here
many,
in Philippines, no pray, no. Just blah blah blah. People here in Pilipinas is so marites chismosa, chismosa.
And I went there in 2023 because with COVID canceled my travel. Yes, I visa for Portugal. Yeah, it took almost, because COVID happened 2020.
2019.
Well, it
2020.
was December of 2019, so the whole
Oh,
year.
he's 42 and he's 35.
And the
Can you guess my husband's age?
he's gonna get it right.
Yeah.
He might not get your age right,
Mm-hmm.
but he's gonna get my age right, somewhere around there. Then you know that after COVID, it took almost 2 years for borders to open. I want to guess, but I do think it is around my age. somewhere around your age. I am 48 and she's 20. And we have the birthdays, our birthdays in the same month.
We're the same subject.
That's
Capricorn.
that's some of the few things we have in common. Teach me some
like this.
Philippines language.
Hello mga marites. It's January 16 and I'm January 2.
My month is January. We're both in January, so we opened the year throwing parties.
Sirpa, you say, hello mga marites.
Can we repeat it?
Hello mga marites. Say that, Sirpa.
Oh, speaking of Texas, we were both in July and one of the airport celebrate together. Oh, that's good too. See, we have another thing in common with them.
I think it's because of the dating side.
They didn't say where they.
Who's that Samantha?
I know you do romance with
You're in the wrong side, girl.
Jesus.
I think you should go to mental hospital.
You're watching too much.
Yeah, I think you're addicted, girl.
What was the question I was?
You should go to mental.
Good to know. What was the thing? Oh, I wanted to ask you, where was the flooding that happened last week over there in Texas?
We're the same. We have the same things in common.
She must be.
Yeah, I guess. And she's addicted.
Really?
She need to go to the mental.
Report. That's it. That's it.
That girls need to go to the mental.
South Texas, around San Antonio. You know, my brother, my youngest brother, he used to, he went to college there in San Antonio. And he was saying that the flooding was near where he lived. Well, that was years ago where he lived in San Antonio. They, yeah, it was a really.
Samantha is the puta. You is the puta, Samantha.
It's done.
What do you mean turn off?
He will not appear because your report does not disappear until you put them on. They will not appear. Hey, here we go. That's it. Yeah, and then making a big what's it called? Uh, fuss about it, like trying to blame the federal government for all the deaths, and but it's also the weather. It got crazy on that day, and sometimes you're not prepared for all that. My mom, she was telling my brother because in her phone she had the weather and everything when my brother went away to San Antonio, and he still sees news from over there. And she was saying, "See what happened where you used to live. Uh, Good thing you're here now because they went uh, uh, to college with his now wife, and then they went back to Phoenix." And actually, they also they were there. I think it was the first time there was a blizzard and the power went out in the whole state. They had the opportunity to build camps, even though they don't want to. Yeah, that was a really tragedy, and it's it was sad that so many people had to die because of we call it negligence or whatever, but um, what is done is done. Like they died, and now they want to blame on people, but I think I do believe in the weather is changing so much in Phoenix. Oh man, every year because I spent so much my life there, and I noticed it that every year it kept getting hotter, and it is everywhere you look, you see changes. So they bought it a few years ago not to upgrade the weather. Yeah, yeah, there were uh, so many flaws everywhere. You know, and now everybody's blaming, pointing the finger at everybody. But I guess that doesn't help for the people who lost their family members. Um, Jericho Roque. Hola, Jericho Roque. And what's her name? But it's crazy, and over here too. There was typhoons are every year, from what I've been reading. They're getting stronger, and they keep getting here in Southeast Asia more common every year. 2 days before the company did the cloud seeding. Um, that's another thing that I see. I don't want to say wrong, but there's so many things that they still need to study. The cloud seeding and the what do you call it, fracking. The fracking eventually is gonna cause so many problems everywhere. It already is. That there's underwater wells that are being contaminated, and it's all about the money. It's they just don't care about the health of people. They just want to make money, easy money, and they don't care about the environment. But that's that's sad. And what kind of work do you do there in Texas? It's only about money. Yeah, man. It's You see it everywhere. Even because that's the thing about I was telling you about the laws in the cities, and it changes when there's that's a big pendulum in government. When Democrats are in power, they change the laws to protect, to do this and do that, and sometimes they make it difficult to even like in California. What happened with construction, the economy, because you cannot take things to the extreme. Same thing with Republicans. When they get in power, they take away all those uh, restraints, and they do this, they do that, and it's a game. And both of them win, of course, and the people are the ones who end up paying the the, the bills and loves. Everybody's awake. It's asking where you are. Operations managers at a concrete company. Oh, really nice. So you know how to do concrete. Uh, here there's a lot of jobs done with concrete. Maybe that's a good business here. I don't know because I'm no expert here, but I've seen that. For example, here where I live, that they've been changing the roads, and there's a lot of um, there's not many big construction companies, from what I can tell, and the equipment it's not the same as in the U.S. She's here on the bed watching. She's uh, hooked on the series of The Walking Dead. She likes zombie stories, zombie movies. Everything about concrete. That's nice, man. And there was an American a few years ago that came here, and I think he did the same thing because he and I watched his channel back then, that he built his house from scratch, and he loved doing concrete, and I watched his videos because he was really good at it. And from the in the living room he built the seats with concrete, and then obviously he put the padding after, and same thing with the table, and he did some nice finishing, and he was really good at it. um, Uh, what is your name in her? My name is Juan. Hers is Lanie. I'm sure for Melanie. I am studying engineering. What kind of engineering, sir? On the field, they have the same concrete tracks. I have already seen them. Mm, yeah, they do have the same tracks, but I'm talking about the when they do the cement. Over here, the guys that I've seen, they do it by hand. Once they lay it, they do everything by hand, and it's not the same as in the US when they got this machinery to uh, to get the bubbles out, to what do you call it, the vibrator and all that. They don't have that here. I also know about concrete, but no more. Really. But what kind of engineering is it? Is it civil engineering? Okay, I understand. Yeah, but I mean, if you're, I it's up to you. Like, if the concrete is your passion, if you're gonna keep doing it over here, it's possible. But I know that you said that you rather do um, what do you call it, real estate. It's just a much safer bet, but you also need to make sure you know what you're buying and where, and because it's all about understanding the the, the market. So right now, how do you get money? Do you save a lot of money before you decide to make a progress? Yeah, I saved some money from since then, and then before coming here, I sold all my stuff, and I left very little things with my family, with my parents, and because I knew that I was planning to stay here, try to make it here, and yeah, I did. That's my plan, and but also at the same time, I wanna take her to Mexico so she knows a little bit about Mexico, and it's gonna be fun to show her around all the culture. You know, even I like the last time I went to Mexico was 2005. Uh, when I went in 2005, since I was a little kid, I had so much change from the money to um, work. How that was 2005. Right now, it's 20 years ago, and if I go there, uh, obviously it's another. But I think it's gonna be much easier for me to adapt than to adapt here to the Philippines. But not at the same time because I can say I'm a bit adaptable. If I were to stay here, I will be happy here. But if she likes Mexico and she says let's stay a little bit longer, sure. Like you never know. And surely, that's my plan. Like, I want to take. There's so many. Because even if I was a kid, my dad, he used to be a taxi cab driver, and he will take us places. And so I remember since I was a little kid, he will take us to Mexico City, to Michoacan, Jalisco, Zacatecas, nearby states. And obviously all of Guanajuato, we knew it. We were living in León, and my dad's family, they were from Silao. I mean, from San Francisco. Um, and right now I'm looking at it. Back then, it felt uh, like a long trip from León to San Francisco. And now it's not. It's so close. Everything's so. Uh, it grew so much. You wanna go to Guanajuato? Yeah, man. Like there's so many nice cities when I was a kid. From the best one, obviously, like I told you last time, is the capital. Oh man, I was, you know, that's another thing that Philippines and Mexico kind of had in common. Because back then I was only 13 years old, and my parents would let me go to the capital along with my cousin. And I told my cousin, let's go to the capital, let's go walk, because I liked it. I was so in love. The peaceful. I was walking on the streets, and going to the mercado. Um, and it was fun for me. Even if I only had money to buy a few things to eat there and visit, and we'll come back the same. Because it was, I remember, the, I don't know how much it was the bus, but we'll take the bus and come back to Leon at night. And my parents, they let us in. Here in the Philippines, you will see the same thing. It's funny that I see when we go outside, some kids, 12, 13 years old, driving a motorcycle, driving his brothers, nephews, or wherever to school. It was in December, and I wanted to visit Cebu because I wanted to eat lechon. Yeah, here in Cebu, well, I don't know the whole island yet, and if you've seen my post, we've been a few times to. When I arrived, we stayed there for a little bit in Cebu City, and there's still so many places I want to go visit there. But the island is even here. This city is kind of small, Toledo, but still, I don't know everything. Like every time we go to the market or the city, I will see some hidden place or hidden business that I want to try. Restaurants. I love eating food. Even the little ones, I will go in and try all the food. Because sometimes I'm a foodie, I guess, because of being Mexican. I don't know, but yeah, I will eat and try everything. Guanajuato looks like the movie Coco. Yeah, do you know that movie uh, the the writers, they went to Mexico to study because it was they wanted to get the culture because sometimes the movies, especially when you're talking about culture that Americans don't know about, they that's when they messed up. and they wanted to get the movie right, so they went there to study the culture and even get input from Mexico on it. And yeah, it's something to be proud of that that movie got the culture really, really right. I remember watching it, and it was like, oh, it's so cool because you know it's so much what it is. Did you get to eat balut too, or no yet? You know what I did, and I told her, and I will do it because even before coming here, I told her I'm gonna need two things to try because I was afraid of it because I didn't know what to expect with the taste of foods. I said, and I said I'm gonna need two things as Mexican. I gotta have my salsa Valentina, which I already finished, and I have not ordered anyone. And this, she was joking earlier that she was gonna sell it. Well, I have my tajin. She ordered it too before I arrived because when I eat something, then this is I feel for example, uh, uh, yesterday her family brought some fresh coconuts, and they cut it, they get the water out, and then the inside of the coconut they put it in a container, and then they add what's called condensed milk. So it's kind of sweet, but the inside of the coconut, I like it with tahine, and there's no lemon here. What they have is lemoncitos. There's little lemons that they're kind of sour, but at the same time a little tiny sweet. And I like eating with the tahine that was what I was eating last night. So and that's what I did with the balut. I said, you know what, I gotta put limoncito and tahini. But parts of the balut taste like boiled egg. That's what I experienced with it. Not any balut, dry fish. Yeah, we all Mexicans know tahini, so yeah, that I told her, get me those two things because I gotta have them to eat anything over here. But sadly, my Valentina already, because we eat a lot of Valentina. I ate a lot of it, and I will buy. I try all. I try to eat most of them. I cannot say eat. I already tried all the snacks because there's a few that I missed or I didn't want to try them. But the ones that I kind of say, oh, I want to try this one, and I will buy it and put Valentina like crazy Valentina. Like sometimes they will be swimming in Valentina because I one thing that I also struggle with was some ingredients. Here you cannot find everything that it's in the U.S. or in Mexico. So you can eat uh, avocado with condensed milk as your wife if she likes that. Um, do you know that over here, so there is avocado, but it's kind of expensive, and I bought it. I have bought it like uh, twice, and one day, you know what I did, and I'm not sure if we posted it or not. I don't remember. Well, the first time was for tacos, and that's the video that I recently posted. That video where she was eating tacos. Um, he says he has a weak stomach. That's why he's not eating balut. So the avocado, actually, I liked it. It's good. Uh, and the first time I bought it for the tacos. The second time I ate it. I bought it for. I did a shrimp ceviche because I was craving some shrimp. So I bought some shrimp. I boiled it. I did the salsa and everything. And this is the ingredient that I couldn't find and still cannot find. It's cilantro. Oh man! And then if you buy it online, it's so expensive. And the only thing I could do that I did, but it's still without results, is I bought some seeds, and it was growing, but it disappeared. I don't know if the cat ate it or the chickens here. I don't know what happened to it. So I don't have any cilantro, and I'm living without it. So most recipes that I want to do with that, and you know, Mexicans, we put cilantro in almost a lot of the recipes, dishes. And he says, look, he lost 15 pounds in 3 weeks in the Philippines. Man, let me tell you about that because that's the thing that my family is most surprised that I was overweight over there. You know, I was, let me tell you, I was 200. I arrived 230 pounds. I lost in 4 months. Right now I'm like around 180, 185, and I tell my family because even my sister, she was telling my mom, is he okay? Is he eating? And I tell him I eat everything and anything. I'm not watching what I eat over here. I eat like a pig whenever I can. I eat greasy stuff. I eat uh, all of it, and I lost so much. And right now I'm stable. Like I'm staying there, and it's good. Like and I feel when I've heard this from other people that when you come over here, and that's the thing that I love here. That for me in the U.S., I was having for so many years uh, many problems with my stomach. And when I started eating here, I think is I don't know what it is. If it's more healthy or the food is not as. I think my sister she's into that. She was saying that it's the chemicals in the U.S. that kept me like that. But over here, I lost weight. I stay more fit and healthy, and all my physical problems have disappeared. I don't know. I heard about it, and now I'm experiencing it. You know, and I will be scared to go back to the US just because of that, because of the food. The food really, really makes you sick, and you know, when I was younger. I used to play soccer until the age of 30 something when I quit. And yeah, but then after that, I was just working, and in my work, it was painting, and I did exercise working. I thought that was enough but still, like eventually, and I was blaming my age, my metabolism. I said, I'm getting old, I'm getting, that's why I'm feeling that. I cannot lose weight, and I'm gaining, because I was watching my weight. I was trying not to eat too much, and still, um, and that's one thing that I see as positive here too in my personal experience. I don't know. I heard it from other people, but I cannot say everybody is gonna experience the same. But now that you said it, that you too lose weight, I know it. I believe you because it happened to me too. I have a lot of issues with my stomach also, and I do believe it has to do with the food. Yes, man, and this this is the thing I believe it is for Mexicans. We eat, and not just Mexican, even American food. We put a lot of, and I read about this before coming here, but I didn't believe it. And now I think it is. That's it. It is tomato. the tomato is bad for your stomach, and over there Mexicans put tomato in almost every dish. Tomato, I don't know what it's got that it makes you. I was reading it, but that time I read it or saw it, it was from a commercial, so I don't know if it was just because they were trying to sell something. And now here, they don't use tomato, very minimum, and that's one thing that I have not eaten for, except for the times that I prepare food, Mexican food, and I don't know if it's because I quit eating that, but not because I did it thinking about it, but because I've been eating more here of what they have, and I let go of craving Mexican food all the time because yeah, I was trying when I arrived, I was trying to you know satisfy my hunger with I was craving this, craving that from the US, and right now I don't like if it's, I'm fine with what I eat because I'm starting to like it and enjoying it, and most of all is because I feel it's healthy for me. It says uh, you should start a weight loss campaign. I was thinking about that. That sometimes they pay so much on weight loss programs and all of these, and then they don't give you results. But over here, it is true that but I don't know because I also see some foreigners, that I don't know if they lost weight now, but they still see them overweight, and but I cannot say for certain that it's gonna work for everybody. It's like almost of the programs, it's not for everybody. Some of that to stop eating tomatoes. Yeah, man, I think it is the tomatoes that it is bad, and especially us that we put tomatoes in so many dishes, and Americans too, from pastas to pizza, hot dogs, whatever. We do uh, have tomato on it, and it's what I think is affecting, but for me, I believe that if I ever go back to Mexico, I'm gonna have to watch it because I do believe it. For me, I do feel affected by it now, and because I notice it too here. Like, uh, if you see our other channel, the her family loves when we cook pizzas, and we buy the ingredients, we prepare. Her sisters are always helping me in preparing, and they all pitching into preparing because they love the pizzas, and I do the sauce. And those times that I eat the tomato sauce in the pizza, I do feel again like a little bit, not so much as what I say, but I feel those things in my stomach like, oh, something's wrong. Like I shouldn't be eating tomatoes, and now I'm good without it. Do you fly directly from USA to Philippines? And no, I didn't. I had to go to California, and then I booked my flights from, and uh, the way I did it because of the pricing. Um, it was super expensive to do it from Tijuana because uh, the airport here, there's an international airport, Cebu, um, and it was kind of expensive direct flight. So I search and search, and the best way to do it was from Tijuana to Tokyo, but it had a stop in China. So that's why I don't know if I mentioned it to you that it took me 3 days to get here because I had to from Arizona. My cousin drove me to California. Then I went to Tijuana. Uh, yeah, you know that channel is about food only. It's we started since I was in the U.S. and you'll see some videos there that I did, but most of those first videos were just her doing here, and I would cook sometimes, but only when I had time. And then this one we started it when I arrived, and even then I was just taking videos but not posting them yet because I didn't know how to do them. I really wasn't. I still don't think I'm so good at it. But, I'm still trying because that was my dream to. Because since I was in the U.S., I love having cameras and taking pictures, and I brought a few with me, and that's what I'm using. But most of the time, I love using my phone because it's more convenient, and for YouTube it's good, and the editing is much easier. I brought a computer too, but same thing. We only like right now she's using it for watching shows. Um, wow, 3 days. Yeah, well, let me tell you, I left. My flight was gonna be Saturday, so I left on a Friday because my cousin wanted to, and then we stay in San Diego that night, Friday night, and uh, I crossed the border Saturday morning. So I left Saturday morning. It was 14 hours flight from Tijuana to Beijing. The connecting flight was 8 hours later. So I was in the airport in Beijing, just waiting for my flight for 8 hours, and then that was Saturday. It was already Sunday, and then from uh, Beijing they flew me to Tokyo. That's another 5 hours, and then I did something that when I was booking my flights, I never pay attention to this. That there's two airports in Tokyo, and so when I booked my second flight from Tokyo to Cebu City, I booked it in the other airport. Good thing that Japan. I didn't need special visa or anything. It was just a transit visa that they let me transfer from one airport to the other, and so I arrived in Tokyo, and my flight was I arrived Monday Monday morning in Tokyo. It was like around 1 or 2 a.m. and then I had to because my my last flight from Tokyo to Manila. Well, it was Manila, then Manila here. It was what, another 5 hours. So it started at was 3 4 p.m. somewhere around there, and then uh, I had the whole morning in Tokyo, and but I didn't want to get lost in Tokyo, so I only waited in the first airport for the bus. I bought the ticket, and actually, that I slept more in that bus from airport to airport than in the airplanes because that was a very comfortable bus, and I missed a lot of the sightseeing in Tokyo. The other channel is called Lanie and the Mean Tiger. I didn't want any layovers, so I flew directly from California to Philippines. 13-hour flight. Oh, yeah, man, and that's, and I did save a lot of money doing it like that. And so then, oh, the sad part about me, which is also one thing that she still remembers, because when I arrived, and then I arrived in Manila at, what was it, like around 8 p.m. Yeah, it was 8 p.m. Or no, it was 7, somewhere around there it was. And then the other flight was 2 hours and a half later from Manila to Cebu. And when I booked it and when I accepted it, I thought 2 hours and a half was plenty of time, which then caused me a lot of trouble because I heard, but I didn't search so well the layout of the Manila airport. And then because it was a international flight, they bring you into one terminal. Well, the national flights are in the other terminal, which is not, the airport is not connected. And then before I arrived, I was so tired. I was, my eyesight wasn't so good, and then I messed up in not filling up the online application for the visa. So I said, I will just do it when I arrive. Because, I mean, in the other airports, it was fast. It was just, when I arrived to China, it's just fast. You, there you go. And, when I went to Tokyo, even when I went to Tokyo, in the airport, I mean, in the airplane, the guy was like, oh, to make it easy for you guys, here's the application for the visa. And I had a pen, I filled it up, and then I just got out, and then it was done so fast. And they said, oh, probably the Philippines is gonna be the same. And so I arrived, and oh man, it took me almost more than 1 hour to fill up the application because you need to do online, and there was a lot of people. It was a busy time, and so to make it short, I had like less than an hour. It was like 40 minutes to do all the process again, to go pick up my bags, get out of the airport, uh, go to the other terminal, get my bags in, go through security, get into the airport. But I was so lucky. That's what I told her. Like, since that day, I felt lucky and blessed by how the country and everybody here has treated me. Because that day, I mean, since I went out, from the first time I told the guy, hey man, oh, he says, where are you going? And he wanted to put me in a taxi or something. I said, no man, I got a connecting flight. And I showed him my ticket, and he says, man, you got only 40 minutes. And then he stopped a taxi, and he says, I was so lost. I thought I could walk to the other terminal. No, he says, no, get in the taxi. He'll take you to the other terminal. And then he told the other guy, don't drive him around. Take him to the other terminal because he's got limited time to get to his other flight. And the guy drove so fast and dropped me off. And when I get there, also, Cebu Pacific, that's the airline I took. The counter, they were already closing before I turned, because I mean that was the last one. And then the guy, they didn't accept my bags there, but the other a different what do you call it, uh, line was open, but it was full of people. And then I told the guy behind, and oh, I got it. And then everybody's, no, let him go through, let him go, because he doesn't have enough time. And same thing. And the guy called security, let him pass. And oh, let me tell you about what happened to me in China. Oh man, I wanted to. I wish I had the videos to show you what I went through, especially in China. It was so funny. The the When I arrived, they didn't check so much my stuff. They let me go through. Well, when I when it was time to go to Tokyo, they started checking my stuff again. I don't know why. They made me get. I had two baggages. Well, those the went with the airline, but the one that I had one carry-on and one backpack. They made me take off everything from my backpack, everything from the carry-on, and open it and make sure. The security guy started with the scanner, checking me here and there, and like, what am I carrying? I don't know, I don't know why. And then at first I was like, first time that they make me, they do such a bad search on me. So then this was the funny part. Oh, and I think this is why the guy got upset at me, because they had those scanners, right, and then those little doors, and I walked through that one. I forgot to take off my jacket, and my jacket, I didn't notice that the jacket had uh, metal on it. The zipper was metal, so. And the guy looked at me like, "Hey, why are you?" Because everybody was taking off, and they tell you take off your medals and it, and I didn't. And when I passed and it rang, I said, "Oh man, it's my jacket. Oh shit!" And then I say, "Take off the jacket," and I took it off. And then he passes the that thing on my jacket, and then my jacket. I also forgot that I was. I told you I spent like 8 hours in the airport. I was buying snacks, Chinese snacks, sodas, everything. So I had a lot of Chinese money, and I also put it in my jacket, and it was ringing all over the place. And he said, "What do you have there in the jacket?" And I said, and I forgot to take out the money, put it in the basket too. And then he started searching my stuff, and then says, "Come over here, take off your shoes." Take it. And I started, and then this is the funny part. The guy put that thing on my legs. It was beeping, and he raises my pants, and he's like, "What do you have there?" I said, "Nothing. I don't have nothing." And he started doing here, and he starts beeping again. And he said, "What do you have there?" Nothing. He starts touching me like. I started feeling uncomfortable, but then um, she extends my hand and starts ringing here, and then he's like touching my hand like this, like, "What do you have in your arms, inside your arms? Why is it beeping?" And that's when I started laughing. I said, "Man, your thing is broken. It's not working. Like, it's beeping everywhere. It's not me. It's your thing. And I guess I was talking in English, and the guy is Chinese. He understood very little, but I think he got embarrassed that I was laughing. And he just says, "Go, go, go." He kicked me out of the line, and I put my stuff back in and everything. I left, but only there. But when I arrived here, oh man, like I told you, I was so blessed that the way they treated me at the airport, and everybody helped me to get on time on my last flight. And when I arrived to Cebu, it was just 1 hour flight from Manila to here. And that was easy. After being uh, 14 hours, 5 hours, and another 5 hours here, uh, the last flight of 1 hour was, finally, I'm going to arrive. And And when I arrived, I committed the sin of telling her the wrong terminal. And she was waiting for me in the other terminal. And, but I was tired, and I wasn't even looking on my tickets. But, she had copies of my tickets. So, but, like you said, it was really an adventure that I had. And yeah, I wish that I could have recorded it, but some parts I was just too tired and sleepy and trying not to sleep, and other parts I was praying that because the turbulence I had, I don't know about you, but there were parts where the turbulence was kind of heavy. uh, no, that's the thing that and when he was doing it, like he thought he was even looking for something, like if I had cuts or something, or he says, no, I don't have any metal parts on my body. But yeah, it was funny, and at the same time a little frustrating because you know uh, it and well, it's part of the country, but I was just passing by. I wasn't gonna do anything in China. Why would they? But anyways, that's what went on, and you know things that uh, another thing that I experienced, and this happened in Japan. It was funny. Yeah, and the other funny part that I was in the second airport in Japan. Uh, when it was time to go here, I was telling her, I don't know if you saw it or still, one thing that I immediately noticed that Filipinos, they get sick, it's kind of seasickness in airplanes and here when they drive buses. Not all of it, but it's a little bit uh, happening. And I saw it in the airplane when we were in Japan because it was for Manila and there were a lot of Filipinos in that. And as soon as the airplane took off and people started getting sick. Oh, there was a line to the bathroom like you wouldn't believe. And that's when I say, oh, now I feel like I'm in the Philippines now. It's funny part. So, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what to say at that moment because he didn't. I don't know why China puts because even when I was in immigration, the personnel there they don't speak English, and the one or two that speak English is so bad. It's not that good. It's hard to communicate with them, and I had to help uh, in the first flight when from Tijuana to Beijing. There were a few Mexicans, and there were like two, three groups of that were traveling. Actually, they were traveling to Thailand, and they were just passing through same thing, Beijing, and they didn't speak a word of English. And when I was in Beijing, and they didn't know. Um, had to communicate. Even I was lost there because the people there they don't help you so much, and even if they wanted to, they don't know how to say it in English. And and then for me that I do speak English, and for them that they didn't have a word of English, it was way worse. And I was helping them, and I didn't worry about the time because I knew I was gonna have to stay there for almost 8 hours, and I was helping them to communicate with the officials there and what paperwork to fill out because they needed different paperwork than what I did because mine it was just transit, and I guess they were gonna take a bus or something. I don't know how they and but yeah, in China was a different experience. Actually, in Japan too. But in Japan they do the people that work there. They do speak not that well English, but it's more understandable. And I guess they go through training and things like that. It's I don't have any issues. Everything was so fast at the airport. Did you fill up the online application before coming here? Because that's the thing that I messed up, and I knew about it. I read about it and I downloaded it, and I just left to the last minute. was thinking of the about other things except that one, and even when I should have done it when I was in Japan, but I was doing other things and didn't do it. And I said, maybe I will do it when I arrive. I had time. No, I didn't have time when I arrived. Uh, yeah, but that was a whole adventure on getting here. And, I was happy to make it. And since since I arrived, it was just that's the thing that I like being here. That I feel so happy and blessed that the way I everything I've lived here and experienced is so good. I think I will just fly directly again, even if I have to pay more. Well, yeah, you're lucky that you can fly directly. And actually, yeah, the flights, the direct flights from the U.S. to over here, they're much cheaper, and especially if you buy round trip. Me, I didn't. I was just direct, and even when you buy two tickets, it's also I can see that there's some discounts on them. I don't remember doing any online application. Um, I don't know if they implemented that because now, if you even when you arrive, they they have this section in the airport because they're changing the airport. There's been so many complaints about not just uh, how poorly structured the whole airport was, but also the facilities, how it was, and they changing it. And even when I went through it, you could see they were remodeling a lot of things. Um, yes, that the E-Verify, yes, card or something like that, that you need to fill up, and because they will not give you the um, before I think you could do uh, fill it up on like a form, but not anymore. They make you do it online, and not just before you get there. Right there in the airport, they have this area where they have a lot of people, a few helping you do it on your phone. And if you don't have internet, there's Wi-Fi at the airport, and that's what I was doing. And I was having so much, like I said, thanks to one guy that I know he was. And there was a busy time when I arrived, and there were only like two, three guys doing it, and they had a bunch of, and I guess it was a busy time of people, and everybody had like five, six, seven people at the same time helping them, and I was so lost. And the one guy, and I was one of the last ones that was able to fill up everything because it's a long questionnaire of things, and at the end, just on your phone, you just apply for it. They'll give it to you, and you show it to the immigration, and they say okay, stamp it on your passport, and off you go, and that's it. It's easy as that. After 3 weeks in the Philippines, I didn't want to come back home to the US. You know, I feel the same way. Like, I don't, I wish I could stay, but at the same time, I do want to go back and bring her with me so she knows my country, my family, and but I wish I could go back and forth, but I know it's not easy and cheap to do it. But maybe someday. But for now, it's one plan at a time. And but what about you? What is your long-term plan to come back here, retire here, or you just um, for like go back and forth? Because that's what they do. A lot of people. Serpa is asking when will we sleep. I'm pretty sure we fell asleep. Uh, uh, I'm the one who I'm still suffering jet lag. Sometimes I stay awake a little bit later. So I was confused because they said I already had e-card, but I needed to fill out something else at the airport, but it didn't take long. Um, yeah, but you know it's easier when you do it online because once you apply for that online and then the that thing appears on the like you're approved on your phone. You just go to immigration, they show it, they'll scan it, and then you give them the passport, they stamp it, and off you go. There's no more. I think they're avoiding the paper trail, the paper stuff that they make you fill out. And it's much easier like that. And it is, but the first time is always. And I knew about it, but like I told you, I must admit it was my fault, and I didn't do it. And well, yeah, next time. And actually, now that I've been 4 months here, I did my just this weekend. Uh, this week, I did my extension for another 2 months, and it's also because I can do it online, but it's so much. I think it's more hassle and in like red that is much easier to just do it at the immigration office in Cebu. And it is, I go there, they make me fill out this application, I fill it up really quickly. I go in there, they take that your passport, you go pay your fees, and you just wait, and then like 30-40 minutes, and they'll do some checks, and they'll call you and they give you your passport and off you go. And it's so easy like that. Because I heard, but it's not. I don't. It's not so common that sometimes you do it online and you don't. Maybe you fill up the wrong thing or something, and you don't. And um, the thing you don't want to do is overstay because it's not just about the fees, but it's also the process because if you overstay, you need to take a picture. They take a picture. There's I don't know what to do, and then the fees. So I'm avoiding every month and to overstay my visa. I will have to check on that because I'm going back in December. I need to make sure I have everything. Yeah, I mean, it's good if you do that because, well, you're already going to Manila, so you have no issues. But like me, that I had a connecting flight, it was bad, and I got lucky that they helped me that night, or else I would have, if I had missed my flight, and because I booked it, I would have been screwed and I would have to stay in Manila one more night because it was already late. It was like 10 p.m. I arrived here 11 something at night, almost midnight. Uh, where do you go here with uh, travel visa? It was the one that I have is a tourist visa. It's um, there's only like two kinds of visas, from what I understand. The retiree visa and the travel visa or something like that. I don't know. I have well, I always because the one that I always renew is only the one that I have is the tourist visa, and and then it's much easier to just do that one. Oh, what time is it right now? Oh, it's 11:30. No wonder Serpa is asking why we still awake. Um, by the way, did you add the other channel? Is what's it called? Lanie and the Mean Tiger. Oh, yeah, it's a tourist visa, the one that I have here. I was I was looking into now that we're married uh, for the residency, but it is it is kind of costly. I didn't need a visa. That's why I could stay longer than 30 days. Mm, what kind of visa is that? Um, because you know, i- is the, or you should check because you know what? Um, they also changed the immigration laws recently. I think just before I arrived, they did. And even the fees, they changed so much. And uh, I'm not so sure the how it was before because they, like I said, they did, and I only know the changes to the new ones because they, I don't know how it was before, but right now, for example, uh, you like me, I had 30 days to be here, and then I applied for an extension. And actually, the first time that I went there, I wanted to do 2 months, but they say no, you cannot have 2 months. You need to do one 30-day extension, and then you get to the 2 months. And then when you do the second extension, they give you you need to fill up these immigrant card or something like that. I don't know what it's called. I forget. And they charge you for that, but that card is only once every year that you pay for that. And then after that, actually, once you pay that, you can apply for 6 months. You don't have to be applying every month or every 2 months. You can do 6 months. And then again, I think you can do that, stay like that up to 2 years. And then after 2 years, yeah, you have to leave. If you didn't if you didn't change your status, you need to either. But what some people do is they go out to another country and they'll come back and start the same process again. It's like with a tourist visa, 30 days and like that. When I went to the Philippines, I didn't need visa to enter. Um, you know that that last week when I went there, because like I said, my passport is Mexican, and this past week, there was a lady who was uh, somebody who uh, we found at the immigration office. There was an uncle of hers there with that lady. I guess he works for them or something like that. So he was there with them, and the lady was um, she was confused on the charges and then her visa. I guess she didn't see and she overstayed her visa. And she was saying that she only had 15 years. She was also from the U.S. So I really don't know the way it works because I know every country's got different um, uh, permits and allowances. So yeah, maybe you didn't. I don't know, but because also the same thing for me, I knew that I didn't need to apply for the visa before showing to the Philippines, and I could only apply. I was fine applying here once I arrived. And, well, yeah, maybe, but like I told you, and check before you fly because you know that they did change the laws recently. I know they also want to change them again. Uh, I forgot what kind of changes they were right now discussing and changing. But yeah, the laws are changing so often here in regarding immigration. Oh, man. I'm getting sleepy. Maybe because yeah, man. You know that the U.S. Citizenship, the passport, you have free entrance to many countries, um, but at the same time, because of relations right now, I've heard that they also changing it to including Mexico. You know, back a few years ago, you didn't even need a visa to go to Mexico, and now they're doing it too because of you know retaliate the because of what's happening in the U.S. right now. And the same thing goes for other countries. They're changing the way they treat the American passport. So we're gonna I have to go by yourself. Okay, man. It was nice talking to you. Take care, and then we'll see you soon. Hopefully, like you said, you're gonna be here December. If I'm still here, uh, you're more than welcome to come over here to Cebu City, and we'll talk over there. And I guess Serpa is still awake or somebody else. I don't know. Thanks, man. And what time is it over there? Almost, let me say, what, 10, 11 a.m., right? Buenos dias. All right, man. I'll see you around. Good night.